February 28th, Deuteronomy 3 and 4. Deuteronomy 3. Then we turned up and went by the way to Bashan. And Og, sovereign of Bashan, came out against us, he and his people, to battle at Edrei. And Yah said to me, do not fear him, for I have given him and all his people and his land into your hand. And you shall do to him as you did to Sihon, sovereign of the Amorites, who dwelt at Heshbon. So Yah, our Elohim, also gave into our hands Og, sovereign of Bashan, with all his people, and we struck him until he had no survivors remaining. And we captured all his cities at that time. There was not a city which we did not take from them, 60 cities, all the district of Argob, the reign of Og in Bashan. All these cities were fenced with high walls, gates, and bars, besides a great many unwalled towns. And we put them under the ban, as we did to Sihon, sovereign of Heshbon, putting the men, the women, and the children of every city under the ban. But all the livestock and the spoils of the cities we took as booty for ourselves. And at that time we took the land from the hand of the two sovereigns of the Amorites, that was beyond the Yarden, from the Wadi Arnon to Mount Hermon. Sodians call Hermon Sion, and the Amorites call it Sinir. All the cities of the plain, all Gilad, and all Bashan, as far as Salcah and Edrei, cities of the reign of Og in Bashan. For only Og of Bashan was left of the remnant of the Rephaites. His bedstead was an iron bedstead. Is it not in Rabbah of the children of Ammon? 9 cubits its length, and 4 cubits its width, according to the cubit of a man. Okay, I'm going to... a little bit of commentary. What it's talking about here is what most people know as Nephilim. Half angel, half human. The angels came down, saw the daughters of men, and, made Nephilim. Giants. I'm trying to remember. Rephaites? Ites or whatever. That's the... Supposedly that's one of the reasons why they were wicked, and Yah chose Yisrael to go in and put them under the ban, which means kill everybody. Get rid of the corrupted DNA. So, yes. A cubit, if I remember right, is the average length from elbow to fingertip, which is about 1.5 to 2 feet. Looking at mine right now. So I would go, I'm short, so mine is about 2 feet, so I'm going to go with like 2 feet plus. Google to the rescue. It says a cubit is somewhere between 18 and 21 inches. So 9 cubits is over 9 feet tall. Like 9 feet to 18 feet in there. Big. This king was a big guy. Anyways, okay, back to the reading. And this land, which we possessed at that time, from our Aroer, which is by the Wadi Arnon, and half the mountains of Gilad and its cities, I gave to the Reubenites and the Gadites, and the rest of Gilad and all Bashan, the reign of Og, I gave to half of the tribe of Manasseh, all the district of Argob, with all Bashan, called the land of the Rephaites, giants. Yair, son of Manasseh, had taken all the district of Argob, as far as the border with the Geshurites and the Macathites, and called them after his own name, Bashan of Hawath Ar, to this day. And the Makir I gave Gilad, and to the Reubenites and the Gadites I gave from Gilad as far as the Wadi Arnon, in the middle of the wadi as the border, as far as the Wadi Yabak, the border of the children of Ammon, and the desert plain with the Yarden as the border, from Kinnereth as far as the sea of Arabah, the salt sea, below the slopes of Pisgah on the east. And I commanded you at that time, saying, Yah, your Elohim, has given you this land to possess. All your sons of might pass over armed before your brothers, the children of Israel. But let your wives and your little ones and your livestock, I know that you have much livestock, stay in your cities which I have given you, until Yah has given the rest of your brothers as to you, and they also possess the land which Yah, your Elohim, is giving them beyond the Yarden. Then you shall return, each man to his possession, which I have given you. And I commanded Yahushua at that time, saying, Your eyes have seen all that Yah, your Elohim, has done to these two sovereigns. Yah does the same to all the reigns which you are passing over. Do not fear them, for Yah, your Elohim, himself fights for you. And I pleaded with Yah at that time, saying, O Master Yah, you have begun to show your servant your greatness and your strong hand. For who is the mighty one in the heavens or on the earth, who does according to your works and according to your might? I pray, let me pass over and see the good land beyond the Yarden, this good hill country, and Lebanon. But Yah was enraged with me for your sake, and would not listen to me. And Yah said to me, Enough of that. Speak no more to me about this matter. Go up to the top of Pisgah, and lift up your eyes westward and northward and southward and eastward, and look with your eyes, for you do not pass over this Yarden. But command Yahushua, and strengthen him, and make him brave, for he shall pass over before this people, and cause them to inherit the land which you see. And we dwelt in the valley opposite Beth Peor. Deuteronomy 4. And now, O Yisrael, listen to the laws and the right rulings which I am teaching you to do, so that you live, and shall go in and possess the land which Yah, your Elohim of your fathers, is giving you. Do not add to the word which I command you, and do not take away from it, so as to guard the commands of Yah, your Elohim, which I am commanding you. Your eyes have seen what Yah did at Baal Peor, for Yah, your Elohim, has destroyed from your midst all the men who followed Baal Peor. But you who are clinging to Yah, your Elohim, are alive today, every one of you. See, I have taught you laws and right rulings, as Yah my Elohim commanded me to do thus in the land which you possess. And you shall guard and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding before the eyes of the peoples who hear all these laws. And they shall say, Only a wise and understanding people is this great nation. For what great nation is there which Elohim so near to it, as Yah our Elohim is to us, whenever we call on him? And what great nation is there that such laws and righteous right rulings, like all this Torah, which I set before you this day? Only guard yourself and guard your life diligently, lest you forget the words your eyes have seen, unless they turn aside from your heart all the days of your life. And you shall make them known to your children and your grandchildren. The day when you stood before Yah, your Elohim, in Horeb, Yah said to me, Assemble the people to me, and I make them hear my words, so that they learn to fear me all the days they live on the earth, and teach them to their children. And you came near and stood at the foot of the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire to the heart of the heavens, darkness, cloud, and thick darkness. And Yah spoke to you out of the midst of the fire. You heard a voice of words, but saw no form. You only heard a voice. And he made known to you his covenant, which he commanded you to do, the 10 words. And he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone. And Yah commanded me at that time to teach you laws and right rulings, for you to do them in the land which you pass over to possess. Therefore diligently guard yourselves, for you saw no form when Yah spoke to you at Horeb out of the midst of the fire, lest you should do corruptly, and shall make for yourselves a carved image in the form of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, or the likeness of any winged bird that flies in the heavens, the likeness of any creature that creeps on the ground, or the likeness of any fish that is in the water under the earth. Unless you lift up your eyes to the heavens, and shall see the sun, and the moon, and the stars, all the host of the heavens, and you be drawn away into bowing down to them, and serving them, which Yah your Elohim has allotted to all the peoples under the heavens. But Yah has taken you, and brought you out of the iron furnace, out of Mitzrayim, to be his people, and an inheritance, as it is today. And Yah was enraged with me because of your words, and swore that I would not pass over the Yarden, and that I would not enter the good land, which Yah your Elohim is giving you for an inheritance. For I am to die in this land. I am not passing over the Yarden, but you are passing over, and shall possess that good land. Guard yourselves, lest you forget the covenant of Yah your Elohim, which he made with you, and shall make for yourselves a carved image in any form, as Yah your Elohim has commanded you. For Yah your Elohim is a consuming fire, a jealous El. When you bring forth children and grandchildren, and shall grow old in the land, and shall do corruptly, and make a carved image in the form of whatever, and shall do what is evil in the eyes of Yah your Elohim to provoke him, I shall call the heavens and earth to witness against you on that day, that you soon completely perish from the land which you pass over the Yarden to possess. You do not prolong your days in it, but are completely destroyed. And Yah shall scatter you among the peoples, and you shall be left few in number among the nations, where Yah drives you. And there you shall serve mighty ones, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear nor eat nor smell. But from there you shall seek Yah your Elohim, and shall find, when you search for him with all your heart and with all your being. In your distress, when all these words have come upon you in the latter days, then you shall return to Yah your Elohim, and shall obey his voice. For Yah your Elohim is a compassionate El. He does not forsake you, nor destroy you, nor forgive the covenant of your fathers, which he swore to them. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before you, since the day that Elohim created man on the earth, and ask from one end of the heavens to the other end of the heavens, whether there has been a word as great as this, or has been heard like it. Has a people heard the voice of Elohim, speaking out of the midst of the fire, as you have heard and live? Or has Elohim tried to go and take for himself a nation from the midst of a nation by trials, and by signs, and by wonders, and by battle, and by a strong hand and an outstretched arm, and by great fearsome deeds, according to all that Yah your Elohim did for you in Mitzrayim before your eyes? You have been shown it, to know that Yah himself is Elohim. There is no one beside him. From the heavens he let you hear his voice to instruct you, and on earth he showed you his great fire, and you heard his words out of the midst of the fire. And because he loved your fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought you out of Mitzrayim with his presence, with his great power, to drive out from before you nations greater and stronger than you, to bring you in, to give you their land as an inheritance, as it is today. And you shall know today, and shall recall to your heart that Yah himself is Elohim, in the heavens above and on the earth beneath. There is none else. And you shall guard his laws and his commands, which I command you today, so that it is well with you and with your children after you, and so that you prolong your days on the soil which Yah your Elohim is giving you for all time. Then Moshe separated 3 cities beyond the Yarden, toward the rising of the sun, for a manslayer to flee there. He who unknowingly murdered his neighbor, without having hated him in time past, might flee there, flee to one of might flee to one of these cities and live. Betzer in the wilderness, in the level land for the Reubenites, and Ramoth in Galad for the Gadites, and Golan in Bashan for the Manasseites. And this is the Torah which Moshe set before the children of Israel. These are the witness and the laws and the right rulings which Moshe spoke to the children of Israel after they came out of Mitzrayim, beyond the Yarden, in the valley opposite of Beth Peor, in the land of Shihon, sovereign of the Amorites, who dwelt at Heshbon, whom Moshe and the children of Israel had stricken after they came out of Mitzrayim. And they took possession of his land, and the land of Og, sovereign of Bashan, 2 sovereigns of the Amorites, who were beyond the Yarden, toward the rising of the sun, from Aroer, which is on the bank of the Wadi Arnon, even to Mount Sion, which is Hermon, and all the desert plain beyond the Yarden, as far as the sea of Arabah, below the slopes of Pisgah.